My money, my body, now your own.
It's OVO by this.
Okay, thank you everyone so much for tuning in. What I like to start with before I put on my wig is a base with a couple of braids. My hair is pretty short, so I just do 4 braids in the front top section. The back is nothing, the sides are nothing. And then I go ahead and put on my wig. A lot of people use a wig cap. I don't like how it looks underneath, but that's personal preference. I think it supports your hair a little bit better if you do use a wig cap. So what I'm doing here is sectioning out different parts, and then I'm putting my foam on it. I use the Argan oil foam on mine. You can use whatever foam you prefer, but this foam does work well on the Her Given hair. So I go ahead and do that, and then what I'm going to do is start wrapping the hair around my Flexi Rod. And what works for these is to make sure that your hair is very flat on that Flexi Rod. I tried this a couple of times, and I tried like a twisting motion, and I hated it, and then this is what I ended up going with, and it worked out pretty well for me. So I'm just showing you a couple of the Flexi Rods that I'm actually doing, and then we will move on. So I do not know the size of the Flexi Rods that I have in my hair. I did not look, and you know, I'm not that hair savvy. So if I find out, I will definitely put it in the description box. So go ahead and look out for that. But I really just picked the ones that looked like they were about the size of the curl that I wanted to have in the end. So yeah, I'm not too picky when it comes to that kind of thing. I kind of just eyeball it. And what you can see I did there was to make sure that that end was flat, because it can get kind of tangly down there. This is the finished product. I have Flexi Rods all over my head because I just wanted to make sure that all the hair got in there from the edge. It took 3 days for this hair to dry, but once it dried, it was definitely worth it. So I just, took my wig off, stuck it on my mannequin head, and then left it there for a couple of days. What I'm doing here is just unraveling my Flexi Rods, and it makes this nice, tight curl. And already before I was even done, I already loved it. If you look closely, you can see those ends that I was talking about. So you want to make sure those are flat when you're actually doing the Flexi Rod, because you want them to curl up correctly and not be different and straggling away from the rest of your hair. An important thing is to make sure that all of your Flexi Rods are really close to the scalp so that you get the best curl in the end. I failed with that the first couple of times. So as you can see here, my camera is not the best, so I can't tell when things are out of focus, but I'm basically just taking a loose each curl to turn it into this nice big curly afro type style. What I like to do is just go through some of the ones that might look like they're coming apart a little and just pull them together, twirl them around my finger so that it gives it a nice neat look. So I wanted to keep this style, but I wanted to also be able to seep. I didn't want to cut the hair, so what I'm doing now is just placing some bobby pins so that it'll be a little bit shorter. So I pulled that front section up, pinned it back right there. And you could use 2 or 3 bobby pins. I think 3 would work better. I actually was only using 2 right here. And then once you bring it back up, you want to pin the top down too, just so that it's sturdy and it's not falling all day. Like I said, I used 2 in this video, 4 total. 2 on the flip side and then 2 on this down side. But I think 3 might work better. It's, again, personal preference. And you want to make sure you get those middle hairs into the bobby pin too, because I have a really long hair in the middle of my head, right by my nose, and that was bothering me. But I only had 2 bobby pins in, so it wasn't really much I could do about it. Hey, hey. So here I'm just giving you guys a close-up of the side so you can actually see the type of curl that came from this Flexi Rod set. I was really satisfied with how it came out. If you can't tell by like my smile, I'm like, yeah, I did it. It's done. But I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.
No do, said I don't